welcome to Have Guitar. I hope you're doing great. This is the second part of my run through of the distortion stomps in the Kemper. I split this video up in two parts because it would be just too long otherwise. Because I'm doing lots of tweaking of the parameters, fiddling around, trying out different sounds, so it has a tendency to draw out in time, you know. But I think you know what I mean, so I won't be long about this. Now let's continue with the rest of the distortion stomps and some stacking of distortion stomps coming up right now. Here's another fuzz, and this is the Fuzz DS, which is based on the Dunlop Fuzz Face. Fuzz in your face. And this is the Fuzz DS with zero drive. Now that's a fat sound. The sustain. Really cool sustain. I'm not sure if upping the drive is such a good idea, but we can try. Let's go easy baby steps and do 1.2. Let's up it even more. Here's 5.1. Will that be too much? That will never be gain enough. .8. Still kind of cool, I would say, but maybe a little bit too much. I'm not, well, no, wait a minute. I'm gonna try this in the effect loop behind the amp and just see. This is behind the amplifier and the drive is just 0.4. Get that old radio feeling from the sound. I doubt that upping the drive will fix that, but here's 2.5. Not really a sweet tone. Maybe if we pull down the mix a little bit. Let's do it for 75%. How will it sound? Sure has that retro vintage vibe. So I don't know. I prefer it in front of the amp, but now we've heard it anyway. Okay. Okay. So last out of the drive stomps in the Kemper is the Metal DS, which is the Boss Metal Zone. This is a truth with some modification because there is more drive-ish stomps, like boosts and shapers, but I'm gonna do them in another video, because otherwise I think it'll be too long, maybe, I don't know. I just decided for that. So, the Metal DS is the Boss Metal Zone, a dreaded pedal for some. Now I've set it for 2.5 to start with, and then it sounds like this. You get a little bit more of a tight sound. You can actually understand where the term metal comes from in the name. Much more metalish to the character than any of the other stomps actually. Let's do some incremental increase of the drive to see what happens. One interesting thing is also with this drive that it has a much more developed EQ than any other drive within the Kemper. So I'm gonna up this to 5 now. Let's take increments in 2.5 plus each time. 5. Okay, so this is 7.5. And drive is 10. So much for gain, but let's explore the EQ a little bit. I'll set the drive to a medium, somewhere around 5. And here is the EQ section, obviously. So right now I'm not sure exactly what we are going to do. Upping the middle somewhat. Well, the EQ sure does some difference, I would say. Maximum, why am I doing this? That's like the toe position of a wah-wah. No, we are not doing that. But we can also scope out the middle. So minus 5.5. That's brutal. I make mistakes. There's something happening directly when you up the highs. Very brittle, a little bit too harsh for my taste. so I don't really want to do that. What if you deduct a little bit of the highs? With the EQ to show you that it's quite a powerful EQ built in this stomp box. But one thing that I've been thinking about while sitting here playing is, wasn't it this pedal, the Boss Metal Zone, that Ola Englund ran through the effect loop of his Randall Satan amplifier and made it sound great? I think it was. So I'm going to try that with this as well, within the Kemper and the simulation of course. But let's just see and compare to what we just heard, which wasn't all that bad. Some of the sounds were bad, but maybe we'll get something else in the effects loop. Alright, so this is the Metal DS in the effects loop. The EQ is like the EQ was when we had it before the amp. And I have drive at 2.5. Let me just be very, very skeptic if this is gonna sound good. Let's see. Doesn't sound good. Once again, it sounds like an old radio. So up in the drive, I guess that will do absolutely no difference whatsoever. 4.7. Doesn't matter what I do, it sounds crap. Also with lower volume, just like with the other stomp boxes. But let's just go ahead and tweak the EQ just a little bit to see if we can dial something out that sounds at least close to decent. I think I'm giving up on that one. That does not sound good. I could sit here all night tweaking the EQ, but I have my doubts that I will ever get that to sound good. I don't think so. So that was the last stomp of the drives. So I almost forgot one important thing, and that is that you can stack the distortion stomps, of course. Came to mind when I was writing the description for this video, and that's why I'm wearing a different t-shirt in these sound examples. So I'm gonna take maybe 2 or 3 examples, trying them out. They will be placed in front of the amplifier because I think the distortion stomps works best in front of the amplifier. I think it's more the soft shapers and maybe the boosts that can do some good use behind the amplifier. We'll take that in another video. If I haven't said that before, I've said it now. Alright, so you can see I have 2 distortion boxes activated in front of the amplifier. And the first one is the Muffin on slot B, and the second one is Metal DS on slot C. Now both of them have drive 5. I think that'll be a little bit too much, but we can just have a quick listen and see how that sounds. That's maybe interesting but not very useful, so let's tweak those parameters. I'm going to lower the drive to 0 on the Metal DS. Then let's see how it sounds now. Well, it's very fuzzy and not very beautiful, but okay, so let's see what happens if we up the high a little bit. Let's start off around 3.3 right there. Still not really good. Let's just remove the metal zone or Metal DS for a little while just to see how it sounds on its own with the Muffin. This is with just the Muffin. So let's go into the Muffin. Drive is just 1. Maybe we should up the tone to, I don't know, let's see how that sounds. Doesn't sound too bad. So what happens if we activate Metal DS now then? It's my knowledge about EQ that fails right now, because that's not a really good tone when you're stacking. Doesn't really sound that good. Maybe for a lead tone, but pole muting, I know maybe pole muting isn't exactly what you're doing when you're playing with fuzz, but that seems just too compressed and too overdriven. I don't know, let's turn off the Muffin in front and set the Muffin behind instead. Or we can just, I think I had it around 2 or something, and tone up to maybe 6 something. So now we have the Metal DS in front without any drive on it, and then we have the Muffin after the Metal DS. Let's see the difference. Tone, but it sure sounds better in this order, I would say. But what happens if we lower the drive a little bit on the Muffin and then go into the Metal DS and adds just like 1 or something like that? say that's a better tone. Not perfect, far from it, but better when we have it in this order. And I just wonder, what if we go into the muffin, setting the tone for like 4, downing the drive just to something like that. How will that sound? Like this. Metal DS, If we up the high to quite high, will that totally ruin what's already not that good? I'd better go tune the guitar, but anyway, I don't know, I couldn't really get this to sound that good, so we're gonna try the next combination now. Alright, so now I better work quick because the battery is running out on my action cam here, so if that dies, I'll just have to explain to you what's happening. I have the 1DS in position B, and I have the Fuzz DS in position C. So, you can see that the Fuzz is at 0 drive. Actually, the 1DS is at 0 drive as well. And this is how it sounds right now. And that is without drive. It clearly has a fuzz character, but let's fiddle around with the parameters and see what we can do. Okay, so let's up the tone to like 6.5 and up the drive. Getting feedback. Drive is 0.5. Sorry for the noises. Sorry for the noises from my Explorer. I do have a slight amount of noise gate on now, because otherwise it will go straight to hell. So I'm going to try lowering the mix of the fuzz. Let's get that down to like 74-75%. See how that sounds now. This is the best tone so far that I've gotten out from combining or stacking the distortion stomps. But let's try some more fiddling around with the parameters. The fuzz is down. What happens if we just up that to 1? Let's see how that sounds. Somewhere now. Let's try upping the tone one more notch to 7.5, maybe even lowering that one to just a couple of tenths. camera is dead, so this is the end of the stacked distortion effects for me. Alright, so that was the last stomp of the drives. As I've said, that's the truth with some modification. The reason to that is that there are more stomps that could be categorized like drive stomps, because you have the boosters, treble booster to mention one, and you have some shapes, shapers I think actually the term is. And they are not right out distortion, overdrive or fuzz. They are other kinds of, they work in another way, and that we're gonna discuss in maybe the next video, definitely another video. I think I'll bunch together those shapers and the boosts in one video together, where I also throw in some of these because they can be worked together with the drives, of course, and the fuzzes, and the, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Feel free to leave some comments if you have some use for this little, I'm not sure I should say tutorial, but it's a run through of the drive effects of the Kemper. Thanks for watching. There is a new video out every Thursday. I hope to see you in that one. If you don't want to miss out on something fantastic like that, you could subscribe to Have Guitar. Your support will be very much appreciated. I need it, and doesn't cost you a dime to do it. And to all of you who do subscribe already, thanks. What more can I say? Just that I do appreciate that an awful lot. So, stay clean and play really hard, alright? Goodbye.